Okay, so these immigrant-loving leftists are starting to really, really annoy me. And it's because of the Rwanda plan of sending all the illegal immigrants to Rwanda. And the reaction, you can argue whether it's a good idea, a bad idea. This is not my point in the video, by the way. It's all of these leftists on the internet that are sitting there crying, having a meltdown over the fact that it reminds them of Nazi Germany. I can make multiple points with this. I can take this into multiple different directions. Point number one, you know nothing about Nazi Germany. So I don't know why you're saying it reminds you of it. Oh, this is just like what Hitler did. Like, you don't know what Hitler did. You really don't. Second point is, why are we going to compare everything to Nazi Germany? It's like, the second you do something that is remotely close to what the Nazis did or to what Hitler advocated for, all of a sudden, you're basically a Nazi. It doesn't make sense. It's like, because I could turn around on them. These, communists, leftists, half of them are probably vegans, pretend they love animals. You know who else loved animals? Hitler. I'm not sitting there comparing them to Hitler because, sure, you have similar views. Here's also part of that. So Hitler, you would maybe argue, is extreme far right. He's as far right as you get. So of course, when I'm on the right, a right wing belief. Now, I don't agree with many things that he doesn't agree with many things I would say. Wait a minute. I wouldn't agree with anything he says, but he would agree with things I say. Because if he has the more extreme view, because I'm sitting here like, I don't like mass immigration. He would say, I agree with you, but I want to kill them all and have zero. That's the difference. So he would in part agree with me. I wouldn't agree with him at all, but he would agree with me. That doesn't make me Hitler, I think it's ridiculous. And it's also just the fact that how is getting moved to Rwanda, which, by the way, we pay for. I actually didn't know about this. We are actually paying for the hotels they're staying in Rwanda. Okay, let me walk you through the process. So you're in Syria. You're a man. You're going to abandon the kids, abandon your wife. You're going to go over with all your friends, all your mates. You're going to walk up to France, however they get there, and they're going to get in a boat, go halfway, not even make it here on their own. They literally get taken by the Navy or whatever. They get taken on our big ships, rowed over to shore, or no, the ones that just turn up actually, totally undocumented, walk on in, as if no regard for our people. They disrespect everyone. They treat everything with just hatred. They're clearly not asylum seekers, because asylum seekers are grateful. They are happy that the country has let them in, but they're not grateful because they've just walked in. The second they've stepped foot in the country, they've basically lost respect for it, which is very, very evident. Say they've then walked in here, and then they start causing havoc, and then our government literally says, we're going to pay for you. So remember, they've contributed absolutely nothing. Maybe 2-3% of them has already stabbed someone, so it's already becoming an issue. There's already girls getting, abused and sexually assaulted. So by the time they've then done that, and there's no crime because nobody knows their name, nobody knows anything about them, they then get a free flight to Rwanda. And let me tell you something about Rwanda. Now, it's very, very similar, but I was looking at the crime rate. Now, not overly different, but I found it ironic because they're right next to each other. Rwanda is one country above us in terms of crime rate. They're just a tiny, tiny bit safer, but they're right above us. We're like 68th safest country. They're like 67th. So people sit there, these leftists, and I actually think they're pretty racist. They go, Rwanda, you're sending them to Africa? As if Africa's dangerous. I thought black people were really, really safe, and actually the statistics say Rwanda is safer than us. So the fact that you're thinking Rwanda's worse because it's in Africa and we're better, I actually think these leftists are the real racists, because Rwanda's actually a better country. That doesn't mean I want to go there. Oh, why don't you go to Rwanda? Because I'm not Rwandan. So even if this country was twice as unsafe, I still wouldn't go to Rwanda. So that's my point. They don't belong here or Rwanda. But if their own country's not going to accept them back, then maybe they should go there. And here's the thing: they're literally getting free travel, and then they're getting moved to the hotels. And guess what? After they've come here, disrespected their people, committed crimes, with absolutely no prosecution, and been given free travel and a free hotel, guess who pays for it? us, the taxpayers, after they've just disrespected us and walked all over us, then we go and pay for them, pay for their flights, pay for their food, accommodation, everything. But the people on the left, the big mob on the internet, will sit there and say, it reminds me of Nazi Germany. And it's like the National Front. And they think it's evil. No, sure. I also despise this plan because it's taxpayer money. For these people do not deserve a single penny of our money. They still get it. Now look, so I actually disagree with the plan. I don't like it. But to say it's immoral to the immigrants, the illegal people, who don't deserve here anyway, never mind free accommodation in Rwanda, to then say that, oh, well, it reminds me of what they did to the Jews or something, whatever their argument is, absolutely idiotic. It's just false virtue. They want to sit there and say everything I disagree with is Hitler, and it's just disgusting.